Okay, so welcome guys and welcome back to my tutorial videos. And today I'm going to be showing you how to use the morph tool and using it in terms of making doing some basic things and some basic activities on ARCHICAD. So the morph tool is a very good tool, and it's actually a tool that is so flexible and allows you to do a lot of things and a lot of very different. You can do actually a lot of very different things because it allows you to actually manipulate something and make it the shape that you want. So for today I'm going to be teaching you the morph tool in terms of doing some 4 activities in ARCHICAD. I'm going to be teaching you the morph tool in terms of making custom railings for yourselves. I'm going to be teaching you in terms of making the site backfill for the foundation. If you don't know, the site backfill is usually this soil that is between the foundation here. Yeah, it's not usually empty, so I'm going to use the morph tool for that. I'm going to be showing you in terms of making a landscape or landscaping, in terms of the pavements and the footpaths. I'm going to be showing you how you can use the morph tool in subtraction of different things and making the subtraction, carrying out subtraction. Yeah. So with that said, let's start with the first option, which is going to be making custom railings using the morph tool. So to make a custom railing, let me first go to the ground floor so I can have this view, yeah, and then I can actually have a custom railing from the internet. So example, if I come to Pinterest here, I think I had downloaded one. Let me open this custom railing so that we can able to have it as the reference. So you can see we have this kind of custom railing, and we are going to be making it using the morph tool. You can see the type of design it is. Let me just make it big. You can see how it looks so interesting and it looks so custom. So I'm going to be showing you how you can use the morph tool to carry out this thing. So first of all, I'll have to import this file into my ARCHICAD and draft it out. So I'm just going to external content and then place external drawing, and then I'll have to choose the download that I downloaded just now. So I'm going to open it and I'm going to place it there. So first of all, you can see this is my railing. I'm just going to drag it inside and I'm going to resize it in terms of I want to make these railings to be, let's say, a meter. Yeah, this whole railing to be 1 meter. So I'll have to select the file, then go to edit, reshape, and then resize. Then I press OK, and then I'm just going to draw up to there, up to the top there, and then tab it and make it a meter. So a meter is 1000. So I'm going to press enter. So with that done, let's see where it has gone. Yeah, here it is here. Then I'm going to drag it back to, let's say, escape. Let me select it and drag it to somewhere here. Yeah, then I'm going to draw the outline for my railing. So first of all, what you want to take note of is you are going to draw the outline in terms of you're going to cut this thing into half, because most of it I'm going to slice this area here half like this, and I'm just going to draw this part of it. Yeah, because I'm going to be using a tool that will enable me to actually revolve and actually finish the whole thing. Yeah, so I'll have to now draw it using my, with that said, I'm going to draw it using my line tool. Then I'm just going to use the morph tool as a, I'm just going to highlight my morph tool. So I'm just going to draw it using my line tool. Yeah, make sure you draw it that's like this, maybe. Yeah, that one will have to make it, yes, many backspace. Make sure you draw it well. Yeah, make sure everything is just okay. We're going to draw it, but basically first, before we edit it in the and make it the real thing. So I'm going just to be drawing it, and I'm going to make sure it becomes as close as possible to what I have here, and then we're going to edit it in terms of making it curvy and the exact thing that we want. So yeah, so with that said, now we have our, yeah, so let's just continue drawing it. Just a simple thing, so it's not something bad so difficult, so it's just something easy. So Just make sure you have it in your mind. Approach it in that way. So that done, let's just make it and complete it like this, and then make it full like that. So that done, now we have our outline made of the line tool. So I'm just going to make where it's circular, I'm going to make it circular. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to ungroup them, and then I'm going to be editing them. I'm going to first edit this to make a circle like that, and then here I'm going to make it, maybe I'm going to actually have to make it something like this. Yeah, so like that. And then this one I'm going to have to edit it a bit small like this, something like that. Yes, and then yeah, this here I'm going to make it a curvy like this. Yeah, and then I'm going to make this one circulate this, there's something close to that. And so with that done, now we have our lines and our outline for our railing. So I'm just going to have to move this one, make it just enter where it's actually ending. So I'm just going to select the whole line thing. Okay, I'm just going to drag this back here. Then I'm going to have my outline like this. So with that outline drawn, I'm going to my morph tool, design here, and then I'm going to highlight it using my first escape, and then I'm going to use this one and highlight it there. And then I'm going to actually have to, you see this thing that is coming here, this is the, I'm using this option, the revolving options. I'm going to finish it so that it does not remain the way I want, it does not remain stagnant. So you can see as I'm dragging it at the center, it's forming another half that is making it the other side. So I'm going to make it going to be, let's say 80 degrees, so it's going to be making it full. So as you can see, I just actually made it to this shape, and you can just see it in 3D, and you can see actually how it looks like. Actually the revolving angle is still not full. Let me just go back and Control Z, let me highlight it there, and then I'm going to revolve it 360 degrees, not 180. So let me make sure it's there. Yeah, so and then I'm gonna make it 360 degrees, so make it the whole thing to be circular. So I'm gonna press OK. Yes, and then if you see it in a 3D, yeah, and now it makes the whole thing to be, it forms the whole thing now, you see. Yeah, to make it a railing, we have to now let me first edit the pen sets and make it black so I can have it more distinguishable, or maybe more conspicuous. So I'm just going to make it black there, and then let me see in 3D, see how it's going to look like. Yeah, I see it's looking more conspicuous there. And then I can just select the whole thing, and then maybe go to the surface and edit it. So the surface here, I wanted to make it wooden. Let's look for wood, and let's make it like some wood, some small wood like that. So yeah, so with that done, we go back to the ground floor. Hope you've seen what we are following, and we have learned something from where we have reached. So I'm just going to take a viewpoint, then I'm going to draw an elevation on this, exactly where the object is. And then with that selected, I'm going to open the elevation, and then I'm going to make the morph stand on its top. So you can see this is how it looks up in the elevation. You see it's just lying down, because if I save it like this, it's going to actually still be lying down like this. So I'm just going to have to rotate it. I'm going to Control E, and then I'm going to make it upright, because remember, when you're using the morph tool, this is the only tool you can actually rotate something on the elevation. Yeah, the other tools don't allow such things. So let me draw it up to where everything is there, so where the ground floor is starting. So yeah, this is the only tool that you can actually do this. So if you want to rotate something in the elevation, you'll have to convert it to a morph, and then you can actually do the command. So with that done, go back to the 3D, and you can see it has stood up. Now I can just select it, and then I can go to File, Libraries and Objects, and then I save selection as let me say a railing post. Yeah, so a railing post is more, it's actually more making sense. So I'm just going to press OK. Then I'm going to save it as railing post 1. Railing post 1. Post. Let me say custom. So that I can separate it from the rest. So yeah, with that done, it's going to save itself. Let me press OK. Yes, so yeah, so with that done, let me just apply it so you can able to see how it is coming out, and if it's any problem you can fix. So you can go to select one of your railings in your buildings, for example this one, let me say this one, and then I can go to the settings, and then I can, yeah, I can look for a post that I've just made. For example, let me see, it's a, yeah, railing post custom. See, it's already here, so I'm going to select it, and you see it's already there on your outline there. So with that done, everything is okay. Building materials, yeah, exactly. So let me see if I can change the building materials to maybe wood, something like that. Timber, maybe timber is the right night for that. Yeah, timber structure. Yeah, so it's something like that. So with that done, now we have our railing post, and maybe for the balusters too, I want them to be the same as the railing post. So I'm going to just change this one and make it the balusters to be the same thing. So I'm gonna press OK. Yeah, as you can see, and then I'm gonna press OK. And see how it's going to come out. Yeah, so that done, you can see it actually comes out, but it's still actually, it comes out, yes, but it's a bit longer than my railing. So I can just fix that in the settings for the handrail. Just gonna go to the top rail there, and I have to make it a bit longer. So we just gonna make it a bit longer so that my railing does not come outwards. So with that said, you can see, I hope you have seen how you have made, I hope you have seen what you have done. So to make the railing just to be upwards a bit, I'm just going to go to the segment settings here. Then I'm just going to adjust the height maybe to 1100. Then I'm gonna press OK. Let's see how it's going to be. Yes, so you can see now we have our railing, our railing post, our custom ones. Yeah, that we have made ourselves using the morph tool. So that's the first thing I wanted to teach you, using to make a morph tool. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to be teaching you is how I'm going to be making the site backfill using the same morph tool. So the backfill is this soil that is usually in the between the foundation, and is usually the one that is just made there so that it can actually also help in distribution of weight to the foundation. So the backfill is usually made of many things. There's usually some crushed stone is made of, maybe crushed stone is made of sand, is made of very different things, granite. Yeah, so let's just make our backfill for this foundation, and we can actually now learn how to make to carry out subtraction using the same morph tool. So I'm going to the foundation, and then I'm going to be drawing, yeah, here's the foundation, and then I'm going to be drawing my backfill using the morph tool. So I'm just going to redesign, and then the morph tool, and then select the third option, and then I'm going to draw out my outline, my morph tool, the one that I want. Remember to select this option because we want a thickness for our backfill. So I want to make it, maybe let's say a meter. Yes, first let's just change it to a meter first. Let me see. That's press it OK, and then you can draw the same backfill here. I'm just going to see it to the section. Let me first cancel to see if it's in the same level or in a desired level that we want. So it's gonna press OK with the meter, and then do the same for these other segments. So just gonna draw them out like this. So done. Yeah, so with that done, now we have our backfill, and then you can just open the section to see how they look like in the foundation. So make sure, yes, so you can see this is the foundation and this is how it's merging with my slab. Yeah, so the backfill is actually this morph that you have made here, and actually can edit it and make it a bit bigger. Morph settings there, so I'm just going to make it to drag it upwards, because I'm going to have two backfills, the one that is upwards there, and then the soil that is usually below. So first drag it upwards, or you can do this. Let me just measure and make the whole thing a backfill. So it's going to measure and see how large this thing is. It's like 1165, let me say. Yeah, so that done, I can backspace that. Then I'm going to the foundation there and redo that what I've just backspace. I'm just going to go back and I'm just going to make it that same height. So I'm just gonna draw it out like this, and then I'm gonna make it 1165 so that you don't have to do a lot of things. And it's going to be press OK. Yes, so with that done, now you can see through my section the whole backfill goes up to the and makes the foundation full. So I'm going to do the same with the rest. So I'm just gonna have to pick some attributes from these and maybe, yes, select it there. Actually, don't change it. Just tell me to. I just have to do it again. So I'm just going to shift everything, and then I'm going to backspace them and put the right height for my backfill. So I'm going to draw out the backfill. Remember, this is a strip foundation, so there's, yeah, there are limited backfills you can use. So you can say OK, and then okay, say draw this out again. Then I press OK. So we have our 4 backfills, and in the sections you can see they're actually full. So to change the material of my backfill, I just have to select them. This one, shift, and then select that one, and then I'm going to have to change the materials of what the backfill is made of. So I'm going to look for stone. Let me just look for stone. Let me just say crushed stone maybe. Let me see if there's any crushed stone in anything here. So yes, make sure before you can actually make our own material, but let me first look for it. This is stone, but this is a structural stone. I don't want that type of stone, so let me just look for it. Yeah, so for the crushed stone, I've not actually found it, so you just have to look for another material, which is going to be gravel, which we have seen here, and you can see how it is going to look like with the foundation. So this is the backfill, the one that I was telling you about, but you can see there's a problem. This backfill is still entering into the foundation. You see this footing is still just conflicting with it, so I'll have to subtract it so that you can make sure it just becomes, and you can see there's some lines here that show this the morph is still full. So I'm just going to subtract it, because maybe in real life, if you're pouring out this thing, it will not actually enter into the footing. So I'm just going to subtract it and separate each thing from the other. So to do that, I'm just going to go to design, and then solid element operations, and then I'm going to have to select this one and put it as a target, the morph backfill. I'm going to add it as a target, and then I'm going to select the foundation and add as an operator. Then I'm going to put the subtraction here, and then I'm going to execute. So with that done, you can see it executes a foundation, making it, you see the morph is there, but you can see the line is not there, so it actually has subtracted it from the rest. So I'm going to do the same for the other ones. So I'm going to select this one and then add as a target, and then I'm going to select this one, this foundation, and then shift, and then this one, and add as operators. So I'm going to execute. Yeah, so it's going to come out like this. So I'm going to select this one again, add as a target, and select this one again, add as an operator, and I'm going to execute. So when you're subtracting things, this is how you're going to be actually doing it. Yeah, and make sure you have seen how I've done it, and this is the way things are usually done with the subtraction, just as simple as that, using the solid element operations. Yeah, so that's it. That is the process of making a backfill and the subtraction using the morph tool. So the next thing is going to be the last thing, which is making the landscaping and the pavements. So to do that, you're just going back to the story one, no, the ground floor, I mean, and I'm just going to draw out my outline of my landscape. So I'm just going to come here and see here is the door, where the door is. So I'm just going to have to draw, just take something here and then draw how we want our things to look like. So you see, I want my pavement to look like this, and run, let's say, backspace, and then run through my whole building, and then I'm gonna make it like this. Yes, so yeah, something like this. Yeah, so with that done, I'm going to actually have to go to my morph tool again, design. Let me go to morph tool, and then I'm going to use this third option again, and then I'm going to actually have to magic wand it there. Actually, yeah, that's the issue. Let's Control Z. It's actually going to select everything, so I'll have to make another outline so that I can have it outside the building. So let me draw it, the other outline that you're going to use, backspace. So yeah, this is how we're going to do it, like this, and then this. Let's make an outline so that we can use it for reference. Yeah, like that, and then let me first space that one and go here and there. So with that done, we can now go back to our morph tool and now select what we want, only the interior that we want. So make sure we have everything that is here. First, let me just select everything. Let me select the whole morph, maybe here, and let me just fix this. I'll need to actually draw it manually, but I think that's the best option, to draw it manually. So that's selected. I'm just have to draw them off the way I want it. So I'm gonna actually have to draw it manually. Just draw it here. It's like this, then like that, like this. But there are many ways of doing the landscape. You can actually use your slab, but I just want to show you how you can use the morph tool too. So I'm going to draw it like this. Yeah, and then like this. Actually, I've figured it out. I think I'll just have to draw it in segments, because actually I cannot draw the whole thing without highlighting the whole building. So I'm just going to draw it like this up to some segment that I want, and then come back. So I'm going to draw it to make a full rotation, something like this, and then something like this. Let me see. You see, that allows me to come back now. I hope you have seen what I've done. Yeah, so something like this, and then here, and then I just finished it. Yeah, that is what I wanted to do. I could not do this because it will just highlight the whole thing, so I'll have to draw it in segments. So do the same for this area. Draw it like this, and then maybe like this, maybe yeah like this. Then finish it up like that. So that was what I wanted to do. Yeah, so you'll have to draw it in segments so that you can have a full revolution of what you are drawing. So with that done, now you can see in the 3D how things are going to be. In 3D, the backfill is already there. Now you can see this is how it's going to look like, landscaping all the pavements. So to make sure it actually what I want, I'm just going to take it, and then I'm going to put it so that it can be on the ground level. So draw it downwards. Yeah, so that's done. You can see it's still floating. I can actually just open the section. Yes, so that done. Let me just select them off. I think it's that one. Yeah, and then I'm going to have to put it down and drag it there, somewhere there maybe. Yes, so that done. Let me go to the ground floor again. Actually, let's go to the 3D and let's extrude it. This is a thing I want to do. So I'm just going to select them off, and then I'm going to click on the morph, and then I go and select the second option, the tube one, and then I'm going to extrude it out upwards, so like this. Then I'm going to extrude like a distance of maybe, let's say 400. So let me just enter. Yeah, with that done, make sure after you've written your extrusion, just click on the area. So you can see it up. It makes something like this. So make sure you just click there so that you can stop stabbing, and then and then you go back to the section. You can see it forms something like this. So I can just take it up and then drag it downwards to be something like this. So because it's usually something like this, because it has a thickness here. The pavements have thicknesses. So then we have a pavement made using morph tool, and you can do the same for the other side too. Just have it to be thick, and then you drag it downwards. So let's have to do it again. Let me select it again so you can see what I'm saying another time. So select this again, make it a bit lower, maybe let's say -100. Yeah, so and then we go and extrude some and make it thick. Yeah, so select the morph tool, and then you just extrude it up to maybe 400. Then you enter and then click again. Make sure you click twice so that it does not continue extruding. So that click to, you can escape. Yeah, and then you can go to the elevation or section. I think you can still go to the section and find this one. Yeah, here it is, and then you can now drag it downwards so that it can be at the level of a bit higher than the ground. Yeah, something like that. So now we have our landscape done using the morph tool. So you can just select it and make it pavements. So shift and then select this one again, then go here and write it pavement, search for pavements. I think pavements, there's nothing here. If there's nothing like that, you just have to look for it. The problem with ARCHICAD, it usually does not have many things, so you have to make your own material. So yeah, so to actually fix this issue of material, I'm just going to make the surface to be pavement, because the structure here does not have the pavement option. So I'm just going to go to the surface and activate it, and then I'm going to look for maybe the pavements if it's there. So I'm just going to look for it if it's there, that is. So if it's not, we'll have to so we have to look for something else. So let's see. Actually, I had made a video of how to make your own materials in my other videos, and I cannot actually landscape. Maybe you can see this landscape here. No, let me say pavements. Yeah, it is. So I just want to make it maybe asphalt dark, something just to represent what I've just done. So I hope you've learned how you can use the morph tool in making your manipulating your different things. You can make it use it to make your own railing. You can use it to make your foundation backfill. You can use it to make your pavement. Morph tool is a very good tool, and you can use it to make, actually you can use it to make even an object. So that's some things I'm going to be expounding on the morph tool. Just stay subscribed to my channel and you'll continue learning more, because the learning never stops. So thanks for watching.